Hello, my beautiful sisters. Welcome back to another episode of A Sister's Love. On today's episode, the topic that we will be discussing will be how do you want to be loved?
Welcome to A Sister's Love, the podcast that helps women who are healing by having those deep conversations, giving practical advice and words of encouragement. Come on, let's talk about it.
But before we get started on today's topic, if you're a first-time listener, let me introduce myself and tell you a little bit about me. My name is Rose Jones, and I am your host here at A Sister's Love podcast. And I am a survivor of self-hate, domestic violence, childhood trauma, and I am currently battling PTSD, but I'm not allowing any of that to stop me. Instead, I decided to use my story to help other women heal through their trauma with storytelling, self-love, education, and sisterhood. So if you are a woman who needs help healing from a traumatic situation like domestic violence, childhood trauma, or self-hate, and you want to feel love, you need emotional support and motivation and helpful tips and resources and education in the area of trauma through your healing journey, then you are in the right place. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that you would never miss an episode. Now let's get started on today's episode, talking about self-love and its importance of it in a relationship. For me, self-love is the acceptance of oneself. It's a skill that you need to develop to help you learn how to accept yourself in all circumstances, with all your flaws and without any external support. It's like you loving yourself no matter what someone thinks of you. It's all about self-acceptance and giving yourself permission to make mistakes and to learn and grow from them. Think about it like this. Say you made a big mistake, right? Self-love allows you to forgive yourself and allow you to acknowledge your mistakes in a more healthier way. Without it, you will find yourself stuck in self-doubt, self-pity, and you will allow external words and thoughts to overcome you and take over who you are and how you love yourself. Now, let's talk about how self-love plays a major part in being in a relationship. If you go into a relationship without no sense of who you are, you may find yourself lost in that relationship, and you will find yourself being unhappy, confused, and questioning your worth and or purpose. And sometimes this leads to unhealthy attachments, abusive relationships, because the lack of self-love, when you have a lack of self-love, you don't understand when enough is enough. So we don't have our guardrails up. So sometimes when we realize enough is enough, it's too late and all the damage and pain is gone. So self-love is your guardrails in a relationship. It allows you to see what's happening in this relationship. And if you don't see what's happening, you start to jeopardize who you are. And you allow people to do things that you usually wouldn't. I also want to mention that for you to have a healthy relationship, you must decide how you want to be loved. And this only happens when you love yourself first. How can someone possibly love you the way you want to be loved if you don't first love yourself how you want to be loved? The act of loving is different than the pure vibration of love that resides within each of us. We show others how we want to be loved by loving ourselves how we want to be loved. Until you're able to identify how you want to be loved, it will always feel like you're chasing love or chasing a feeling that will leave you feeling empty because you don't know what you need to be filled. I want to tell you a story how I came to this realization. For my regular listeners, you know that I've been in several abusive relationships, but my last abusive relationship with my kid's father helped me realize that I deserve love, to receive love, and I want the way I want to be loved by someone. And I don't have to settle for what's in front of me. So when I got out of that relationship with my kid's father, I got into another relationship. It was totally different. It was something that I'd never experienced before. It made me feel so much better about myself. And that relationship helped me accomplish so many great things in my life. But for some reason, no matter how great the relationship was, I still felt empty. Something was still missing. As I continued in this relationship and I continued my self-healing journey, I started to realize that what was missing was me. I was feeling empty because I was missing from the relationship. I didn't know me. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know if this relationship will be capable of taking me where I needed to go once I started to discover who I was and what I needed and desired. I realized that what I needed in this period of my life, this relationship couldn't give it to me. Only person that could give me what I needed was me. I had to start loving myself and displaying the type of love I wanted to receive through examples of self-love. If I wanted someone to buy me something, I must first buy it for myself. If I wanted someone to hug me, I must first hug myself. If I wanted someone to speak life into me, I must first speak life into me. So to get the type of love that you desire, you must first give it to yourself. Now, I want you to drop a comment below and tell me, have you been giving yourself what you are requiring other people to give to you so that you will feel loved? Now, let's break it down. The problem here is that I didn't love myself and I wanted someone else to figure out how to make me feel filled when I didn't know how to do it myself. The solution here is to go into a relationship with a full cup, knowing who you are, what you desire, how you want to be treated, and knowing your needs. There are a few ways that I can help you figure out how you want to be loved. So let's talk about them. Number one, know who you are right now. First, figure out who you actually are right now. It is very important to know your true identity, because if you don't understand it, you may lose your true self while you're in a relationship. You will try to adapt to others' demand just to please them. And this is the whole process of you losing yourself. To help you get started with finding who you are, start with identifying your core values. What is that thing that drives you? That thing that makes you tick? For example, for me, some of my core values is honesty, trust, compassion. So when I interact with people, I look for those people that have those similar values. Now, number two, do you know what areas you need support in? Knowing this is very important in your journey of healing, because being around people that's not able to aid you in your process can hinder your healing process. For example, I have abandonment issues. So I know I need a lot of reassurance, and I need someone that is okay with providing me that and understanding that and not being frustrated with me because of it. With the right person and the right tools, that will allow you to work through your challenges in a way to identify what type of support you need to first identify the problem, the issue you have that was created by the relationship, like trust, control, or over controlling, or a lack of control, like me, abandonment issues. There are just a few, that's just a few examples. Now, number three, Do you love yourself? Spend some time alone with yourself and ask yourself, do I love me? I mean this. It is really important that you love yourself first to be loved by others, because we can only give love to the capacity that we love ourselves. Here's a quick exercise to help you with self-love. 1, self-care. Spend time with yourself alone. 2, start saying no to the things that you don't want to do and say yes to the things that you want to do. 3, start to align yourself with people and things that match your core values. And 4, do things that scare you. Don't allow fear to stop you. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope today's episode will start the process of discovering how you want to be loved. But before we go, I want to invite you to our community called Healing for My Sisters. This is a community for women who is suffering from trauma or been mistreated or abused in their life and are looking to start their healing process, or who are in their beginning stages of their healing process. If you feel lost, confused, and looking for a little guidance and support in your healing journey, then this is the right community for you. We have monthly pour out sessions, weekly challenges. We upload new personal development guides every month to help guide you in your healing journey. In this community, we are healing each other through sisterly love. To learn more about healing for your sister, go to www.letrospeak.information. If you learned something new from today's episode, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and share it with someone who may need to hear this. And subscribe to my channel. It's totally free. Now, I'll see you next episode. And if you would love to share your story on this podcast, leave me a comment and I will be in touch. Bye-bye.